today, if you remember, we did this in class. We're going to use this website to generate sequences, and we are going to make a table out of it, and then we're going to try to write a rule. So I know that this sequence is going up 9, 19, 29. So I'm going to make my little T-chart. I'm going to call this the term. Remember, we said you could call it term or you could call it X. I'm going to call this the value. I could also call it Y. I could call it output. I could call this input. Could also call it stage and value. So if I make it 1, 2, 3, I already know that those are 9, 19, 29. So they're going up by 10, so the fourth stage would have to be 39. So I'm going to go ahead and plug that in, 39, and I know now that the fifth stage is going to go up by 10, and I'm going to put in 49. Now, to get the 10th stage, it's quite a chore to keep writing on here all these stages. Plus, I've run out of room, which you would end up doing if I asked you for the 350th term. So what we want to do is we want to come up with a rule. And there's a lot of ways to do this, and as you get into greater math, you're going to learn much better ways than this way. But this is the basic starting way. So I want you to look at how Y is changing. We're going to put that number over the change in X. So if we look at Y, it's going up by 10. So we're going to make that 10. The X is going up by 1. For our purposes here in 7th grade, we're just going to always have a 1 here. As you get up into higher math, it's not always going to be a 1. So 10 over 1 equals 10. So now what we want to do is we want to take that 10 and we want to multiply it by the X value. You can pick any X value you want. I'm going to take the 2. 10 times 2. It should equal what the Y value is. Does 10 times 2 equal 19? No, it does not. So what do I have to do to 20 to get to 19? I have to subtract 1. So I know that I have to do 10 times the X value minus 1 to equal the Y value. Let me check it. 10 times 4 is 40, minus 1 is 39. 10 times 5 is 50, minus 1 is 49. It works. So now when I go to the 10th stage or term, 10 times 10 is 100. 100 minus 1 is 99. Then I go to the 20th term. 10 times 20 is 200. 200 minus 1 is 199. And my rule would be 10. They say for n. I used x, so I'm going to put n in here. 10n minus 1. Check my answer. You scored 5 out of 5. We did pretty well. Why don't we do one more? So it gave us a new sequence. I'm going to just erase my values out of this one. I can leave my terms because they're not changing. And I have 2, 11, and 20. What do I see is happening each time? Well, I told you you can use these little carets to show plus 9, plus 9. So if I'm adding 9 each time, my change in Y is 9. My change in X is 1, which equals 9. I take the 9, I multiply it by an X value. I'm going to take the 2. Does that equal 11? No. It equals 18. How do I get from 18 to 11? Well, I have to subtract 7 to get to 11. So I've taken my 9 times my X minus 7. So to get the fourth term, sure, I could just add 9, or I could do 9 times 4 is 36, minus 7 would be 29. The fifth term would be 38. The 10th term, 9 times 10 is 90, minus 7 would be 83. And the 20th term, 9 times 20 is 180, minus 7, 173. Oh, I forgot to write in the rule. So I can go back and write in the rule. 9n minus 7. It will tell you if you make a mistake. This is a great website. Maybe we can zoom in on it so that if you want to practice some more of these, you can do it. It's interactivestuff.org/sumsforfun /. So please go and visit that website because it's a good practice for you when you're practicing.